have prior information not only that the cocaine may have already been shipped to Indianapolis, but was being stored somewhere in the city. Undercover officers were eventually led here to this East Side storage facility. Drug-sniffing dogs were brought in to check 3 suspected units. The cocaine was found in one of them. The 6 kilos were found inside a hidden automobile compartment inside the storage unit. Police arrested the one suspect whose name was on the rental agreement. Meanwhile, employees at the storage facility say it's hard to know what people are storing and not really their business to ask. Wayne White manages another East Side storage company.
Well, no, it doesn't surprise me because I remember several years ago there was a body found in a concrete barrel, and of course it happens. It's a perfect place for a criminal to hide his goods.
Meanwhile, the suspect is in police custody. He'll be charged with violating federal narcotics law. IPD narcotics officers say other dealers in the city should take notice. Lisa Tutman, Wish TV, News 8.
And narcotics officers also say they've been seizing more LSD in Marion County this year than last. So far, IPD has confiscated more than 3,000 units of the drug in Marion County.
Another person is dead following yesterday's shooting rampage at the University of Iowa. The Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs was critically wounded by the gunman, a disgruntled physics student. Authorities say she died of a gunshot wound to the head. Meanwhile, the local prosecutor's office says letters have been found that indicate Gang Lu had planned the shootings. The letters, which were never sent, reportedly say the Chinese student would kill members of the physics department for passing him over for an award. Nearly 100 abortion protesters were arrested outside a Rhode Island clinic this morning after police asked that the demonstration be moved from Boston. A crowd equally divided between anti-abortionists and pro-choice supporters grew to nearly 1,000 at the peak of the demonstration. A line of police cruisers and officers separated the two groups, and no clashes were reported. However, some of those arrested were charged with assaulting an officer.
Well, firefighters are still battling wildfires that have charred nearly 250,000 acres in 9 different states. Officials say they've managed to control the spread of some fires, but they say many are being pushed over containment lines by strong winds. Smoke from wildfires in Kentucky was so powerful that it could be seen and smelled in Indianapolis.
Well, let's check in now with Dick Rea. He is in the newsroom for a look at what's ahead tonight in sports. Hi, Dick.
Hi, Neil. We've been keeping an eye on the NBA tonight, and after this second night of action, we're wondering if maybe the Pacers aren't as bad as we think they were last night, and maybe Washington is a pretty good basketball team. We'll tell you why coming up in sports. Plus, Vince Welch has the story of Bloomington today, of Indiana and Minnesota.
Okay.
Good story there, but I don't think there's any mistake in the weather. We can feel it and see it.
That's for sure.
So much for easing into winter. Yeah, we'll talk about how low we're going to go tonight when we come back.
The best of times to buy a 92 Pathfinder with a hefty 3-liter engine and optional 31-inch mud and snow tires, or a Nissan 4x4 with the most powerful engine of any import brand truck. So pick one up today, because you could save hundreds on Pathfinders and 4x4s during the 91 clearance at your nearest Nissan dealer.
H.H. Gregg has good prices, right?
Oh, sure.
So how come H.H. Gregg's price on this Sony 8mm camcorder was $30 higher than Fredder?
Big deal. One exception.
This RCA 35-inch TV was $102 more.
Look, anyone can find a few examples.
How about 58? In a September 17th survey, Fredder beat H.H. Gregg on 58 out of 62 items compared.
Impressive.
What?
Impressive.
How much proof do you need? If you want Fredder prices, you've got to go to Fredder.
You've got to get wise to money.
Get more for your money at McDonald's. A regular hamburger is just 59 cents. A cheeseburger, 69 cents.
A penny saved is a penny earned, and that's why you have to pinch it.
For breakfast, a sausage biscuit is 79 cents.
Get good stuff at a good price, because money doesn't grow on trees.
And the breakfast burrito or chicken fajita, only 99 cents each.
When you get to be my age, you'll understand.
More for your money. That's McDonald's today.
If you're looking for a great vacation, I've got just the place. In the morning, in the evening, ain't we got fun? Not much money, oh, but honey, a 3, 4, or 7-day fun ship vacation on Carnival, the most popular cruise line in the world.
Ben Woods has been approved by the American Meteorological Society.
Just what we needed to see a commercial like that going through weather like this right here in central Indiana. But
yeah, they'll be booking those cruises tomorrow.
I bet they will.
Yeah, I took down the numbers.
Chilly, chilly. And this wind chill thing, now these temperatures, kind of scary.
That's right, but remember, we could be in Minneapolis.
That's
so,
true.
I mean, everything's relative, right?
Always, we're somewhere else.
I've noticed, though, that we just seem to just jump from one season to another. We don't seem to waste any time, folks, right? Well, very much winter-like out there today. Let's take a look at the numbers. 35 degrees coming 1 minute after midnight. The best we could do in the afternoon was 34, and that low temperature, 26, well, that happens to be our current temperature. So really, temperatures have kind of been dropping ever since we began the day. Precipitation, just a trace in the form of snow, that white lumpy rain coming down at the airport earlier this morning. Some of you may have caught a glimpse of some white stuff this morning. Nothing as of late, though. Cloudy skies right now, a temperature of 26, dew point of 14, but the lowest number on there, wind chill at 2. That's the feels-like temperature. Humidity 60%, a west wind at 16, and the barometer high 30.31, and it is rising. That means we're going to stay dry. However, we do have a fair amount of cloudiness across much of Indiana. Looks like we're starting to see some breaks just to our west, so some of these clearing skies are going to try to sneak in late tonight and give us at least a mix of clouds and sunshine for tomorrow. So we didn't see a lot of sun today, but we'll see a little bit more by tomorrow. Again, the big news, though, now is temperatures. Mighty cold they are. 26 in Indy, 25 Lafayette, a cold 19 in Chicago and Peoria, Illinois. A little warmer back to the southeast. Cincinnati checking in at 34. But the wind chills, whoa, this is the Bursey bird time. 2 degrees right now in Indianapolis, 0 to our north, minus 11 degrees in Chicago. So the Windy City getting a pretty good wind chill right now. Let's take a look at the national map. 36 inches of snow on the ground right now in Duluth, Minnesota. This massive winter storm finally starting to take off, into Canada. Get rid of this guy. High pressure is going to kind of slide in. It's a cold high pressure system, though. We're going to stay dry, but very much on the cold side. Tonight's low temperatures, much of the country frigid tonight. We're going to be back down into the teens for tonight with colder temperatures just to our west, below 0 for much of the northern Rockies and northern plains. And if you're looking for any kind of big warm-up tomorrow, don't look here in Indiana. We're looking at temperatures struggling through the upper 20s. We'll probably top out here in Indianapolis at about 31 degrees. Too cold for you? Head down to Florida. Temperatures there in the 70s and 80s. Now, tomorrow's weather map, we're going to see a mix of clouds and sunshine across much of Indiana. Any measurable snowfall will be confined up across the Great Lakes. Winter storm warnings will be likely issued tomorrow for much of Michigan as that winter storm continues to slowly push on away from our region. Let's check out our forecast then for tonight. Mostly cloudy. Tundra-like describes it pretty well, I think. The low temperature is 17 degrees. Tomorrow, a mix of clouds and sun, but don't look for that sun to do much on those temperatures. Continued cold, the high 31 degrees. Then the mercury really bottoms out tomorrow night. Clearing skies and record cold, the low 15. Record, by the way, is 16. That's when the car in the morning goes, leave me alone. Don't want to work on days like that. Mostly sunny on Monday and cold again with a high temperature of 35 degrees. Any warmer weather in the extended? Not this time. We've got cold weather all this week, maybe 40 degrees on Wednesday, everybody. That's about the best we can do.
But not much precipitation in all of this.
That's right, dry. That's right. Maybe just a snow flurry Wednesday. Otherwise, cold and dry.
Okay. Thanks very much, Ben.
Cold and dry down at the Pacers.
Hot and
Market
cold.
Square. Hot and cold, yeah.
We got a hot and cold basketball team. A much different story tonight at the arena. The highlights from Market Square with the Pacers and Jazz coming up.
To Steve Goldsmith, being mayor means helping people. Better schools for our children. Security for our senior citizens. For everyone. Building on the strength of our neighborhoods. Doing what's right for our families. Steve Goldsmith. Working for us every day.
I made it home last night, finally, after an hour on the freeway. The light bulb blows. Okay, get up on the ladder. And while I'm up there, the phone rings. I gotta come back down the ladder. This guy's promising me big savings if I leave AT&T. No way. Big savings. So I tell him, listen, I'm not paying a lot now. With AT&T, I don't have to question, I don't have to worry about my long distance. Give me a break. It's just not AT&T.
The new 1992 Lincoln Town Car is the quietest car you can own. but its other great features are certainly no secret. Features like a new, more powerful V8 engine, the largest interior of any car you can buy, dual airbags standard, and computer-controlled air spring suspension make Lincoln Town Car the smoothest driving car you can buy. It's no secret. The new 92 Lincoln Town Car is what a luxury car should be. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
People are pouring into Pizza Hut for personal pan pizzas for lunch. Guaranteed in 5 minutes or your next one's free. Dine in or carry out at Pizza Hut. Making it great!
Dick is here with sports. What a difference a night makes, huh?
Yes. Well, we kind of figured that it would happen tonight, that they would turn it around.
Least.
We had hoped, yes, indeed.
And those surprising Bullets pulled off another big upset. So maybe the Pacers aren't so bad after all. The NBA season started 24 hours too soon for the Pacers. The team that stunk up the joint last night looked like the outfit everyone expected them to be against the Jazz tonight at Market Square Arena. They got the ball inside, working it, the passing game to Rick Smits, and he backs his way in. 17 points and 11 boards tonight, and that is more like it. Pacers also get the up-tempo game going on the fast break. Michael Williams will find Detlef Schrempf. Detlef tonight with 22 points. The Pacers were up by 5 at halftime. Nice highlight here from Blue Edwards on the thunder dunk inside. Karl Malone led the Jazz tonight with 37, but the Pacers blow it open in the third. Chuck Person with 3 3-pointers, 31 points, and the Pacers win this one big, 127-112. Pacers now are 1-1 on the year.
And basically what happened tonight is everybody did their job, stayed within the framework of their job. And well, last night when we get frustrated sometimes, we try, we stop doing our job, try to do somebody else's job, and then we get ourselves in trouble. But tonight that wasn't the case.
But I'm trying to do the things I have to do to elevate this team to another level. But it doesn't just take one person to get the job done. It takes the 12 guys collectively doing it.
Golden State has signed Billy Owens to a 7-year contract. Owens was traded yesterday from Sacramento for Mitch Richmond, Les Jepson, and a draft pick. Owens was the 3rd pick in the last NBA draft. Highlights tonight from Washington. Those Bullets that beat the Pacers last night did it again tonight to the Boston Celtics, and Michael Adams was unconscious tonight. He had 40 points. Watch him just pull up with a one-handed three-pointer. And one more off-balance shot for Michael. The Bullets win in overtime. 116-114 is the final. Larry Bird with 31 tonight for Boston. Detroit gets on the winning way tonight, beating Atlanta by a pair. Scott Skiles with 30 points as Orlando goes to 2-0, and the Sixers drop to 0-2. Miami beats the Knicks. New Jersey big over Charlotte tonight. The Lakers and Dallas are in overtime right now. It looks like maybe Chicago and Milwaukee may be doing the same in just a few minutes, and Houston and Denver are deadlocked in the 4th quarter. Well, after a week off to lick their physical and mental wounds, the winless Colts open the second half of the NFL season against the Dolphins in the Dome tomorrow. A healthy Eric Dickerson gets another chance to rejuvenate the running game.
I need to have at least 20, 25 to 30 carries. I think any back needs those type of carries to really get going. You get 12, 13, 15. It's just not the same.
Does it wear down the other team, or is it just you need that many to get going?
It just gets you going. It really just gets you going. Then after a while, you start wearing a defense down. You can run the ball at a defense that many times, they start to wear because the big guys up front get tired.
We're not tired yet. We have all the results of your favorite college football team coming up, plus the ice at home and the Breeders' Cup. But first, we're going to take a timeout on Sports 8.
The Hoosiers treat Minnesota coldly here in Bloomington. I'm Vince Welch with a story of an IU victory coming up in sports.
If you think you can't afford oak, think again. Big Sur Waterbeds has just made a special purchase of 3 exceptional oak waterbeds. The vintage oak bookcase bed with overhead lights and coverage is just $429. This classic oak 4-poster with contoured headboard is just $429. Or this contemporary bookcase bed with recessed lighting and storage compartments is just $429. Look for great values on our entire selection of oak. Think you can find a better value somewhere else? Think again. Big Sur Waterbeds, America's largest.
Inside your smooth-running engine is a torture chamber. And under these grueling conditions, only one leading motor oil meets the world's toughest requirements for viscosity breakdown. Castrol, the only leading motor oil that provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol. Why make things tougher on your engine? Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Castrol is now available at your Central Indiana Big R store.
You coming?
About that time. Bank One of the banks that pioneered consumer credit cards more than 20 years ago, asked its customers what they wanted most from a bank today. And while Bank One can't give them exactly what they asked for, we will do whatever it takes to please our customers. Within reason.
Shoney's half-a-pound dinner for $4.99 is such a deal. The only question is, should you top it off with mushrooms or onions? Well, I guess that depends on what your date looks like.
Onions?
Onions?
Lots.
At Shoney's, our steaks are not only priced right, they're tender, juicy, they taste great. They're USDA choice. Who says the government can't do anything right? Pardon me? Uh-oh.
Minnesota's football team fled 30 inches of snow at home and then got plowed in Bloomington. Vince Welch reports on the Hoosiers' latest triumph.
In between scuffles and personal fouls, Indiana once again proves it has enough firepower to be one of the Big Ten's best. The Hoosiers putting Minnesota in an early hole when Vaughn Dunbar scampers 4 yards to cap a 12-play drive. It was another splendid day for Indiana's Trent Green, the junior quarterback keeping the option for 15 yards and a 14-0 lead.
Leadership, again, I come back, always hit on that. You know, he's making good decisions. When it wasn't there, he tucked the ball. I was pleased with that. You know, he went and got yardage when it wasn't there, and he made something that was not real good into something.
Green throws for 241 yards, including this 19-yard strike to Ben Davis product Scott McGowan, which sets up a late second-quarter field goal.
And if Indiana's 17-point halftime advantage is not convincing enough, the Hoosiers open the third with an exclamation point, a 5-play, 64-yard scoring drive. The touchdown comes courtesy Dunbar, the Big Ten's leading rusher, who chews up 37 en route to his 153-yard performance. IU by 24.
We'll keep coming at you until we find something that we can work with, and I think that's what the coaches did today.
Defensively, Indiana gives up just 1 touchdown and takes in 4 turnovers. Indianapolis native Damon Watts with one of the team's 2 interceptions.
For the most part, I don't think we gave up really any of the, the so-called big play. For the most part, it looked like our tackling was pretty good. We were aggressive. I thought our kids really, they came to play.
Indiana's 5th win of the season, 4-1 in the Big Ten, and taking the show to Iowa next week. In Bloomington, Vince Welch, Wish TV, Sports 8.
Another magic weekend in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where the Boilermakers became the 5th victim in the conference of the leading Heisman candidate, Desmond Howard, of the Wolverines. And Purdue helped Michigan to their first touchdown off the bad snap in punt formation. Eric Bruin is just smothered here when the ball gets loose. Michigan inside the 20 of Purdue and in business for the first score of the game. Later, quarterback Eric Hunter would be shaken up. The Magic Man, meanwhile, continues to pile up impressive numbers. A 47-yard touchdown play here from Elvis Gerbach. Howard ties an NCAA record with TD receptions now in 8 straight games. Michigan winning 42-zip. This is Iowa at Ohio State. These two teams trying to stay close in the Big Ten race. Carlos Snow with the touchdown. But Rogers goes 61 yards on the scoring play here to Alan Cross, and the Hawkeyes win 16-9. Indiana is at Iowa. Both teams now with just 1 loss in conference play. Another Big Ten action, Illinois beats Wisconsin 22-6. Northwestern wins back-to-back conference games for the first time since 1986. And Butler has clinched their conference with a 14-12 win today. Romanowski with 2 TD passes. If Butler can win their final 2 games of the year, they will be in the Division II playoffs. Indianapolis losing to Ferris State today. Indiana State by 1 over Western Illinois. It's DePaul shutting out Franklin. Wabash beats Taylor big time. Anderson by a field goal over Rose-Hulman. Earlham shutting out Oberlin. And Ball State winning at home. We have highlights of that game. The Cardinals in the home red uniforms, and they force an early turnover in the game. And that sets up their only touchdown on the day. But those proved to be the winning points for Coach Paul Shudell and company. It's Corey Kroom taking it in around the left side, and the Cardinals are now 5-4 overall by beating Ohio today 10-6. Well, Notre Dame quarterback Rick Meyer now has the distinction of throwing more touchdown passes in a season than any other Irish quarterback. a career best against Navy today, passing for over 300 yards. The Goshen product now with 17 touchdown passes this season. One of those going to Jerome Bettis for a 17-0 lead over Navy today. The Irish defense keeping the midshipmen off balance and off the board. A big second half sack that caught Coach Lou Holt's attention today. As they get ready to play Tennessee next week, Notre Dame is 8-1 now. They win today, 38-0 is the final. Let's take you around the top 20. Florida State is beating Louisville. Washington over Arizona State. Number 6 Florida wins, as does number 7 Alabama. Big 8 conference showdown finds a tie between Nebraska and Colorado. That's always a wacky game. California beats USC. Texas A&M is a winner. Tennessee racking up over 600 yards total offense today. Clemson wins. East Carolina wins. And Syracuse and number 19 NC State also winning today. Oklahoma beats Kansas State 28-7. Hockey at the fairgrounds tonight. A rematch of a week ago when the Ice handed Kansas City their first loss of the year. But tonight, the Blades get some revenge. They're in the red uniforms, and this is Mikhail Kravitz knocking in a rebound shot to go up 1-0. They had almost 5,000 fans on hand tonight at the Coliseum, but the Ice, with a couple of shots here, are denied, and they dropped to 4-6-2 on the season as Kansas City beats the Ice by a final today of 4-3. I was going to tell you about the Breeders' Cup today. We don't have time for that, but they had a great race today as Black Tie won the big race. It was worth $3 million.
Ooh, $3 million. Not bad. Thanks very much, Dick. Back with the final story in just a moment. Stay with us.